maybe I don't. I don't know. I give up. I have too many
Oh,
windows
here it
open.
is. I need to have this closed. Okay. All right, I think I'm getting somewhere with
Hello,
OBS.
Scat. So we've got Twitch and we've got YouTube live right now, but Facebook has decided that it doesn't want to go live. It's rejecting our stream key, which means I'm going to have to refresh the key because it's not working no more. Which happens. This legitimately happens. There have been a few occasions where I've been like, hey, Facebook, can I get a new stream key?
Okay, I'm working on Facebook, although I haven't gone live on Facebook with this, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's pretty easy with OBS. And then next week I'll just double check, redo the, like, I'll refresh the stream key and refresh the URL and see if it just maybe there's probably like 1 or 2 letters off because those things are like 50 characters long or more.
Now, where's this logo? Where's our CosTalk Live logo? Okay.
Anyways, while we work through technical difficulties because we're trying a new streaming service and
it happens.
the video isn't going to use as much bandwidth this time because the problem with StreamYard that I was having was it was using a lot of bandwidth.
Was it?
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to. It seems to just be an issue with certain areas, like it's a regional issue.
That must have been why you're always like freaking out, like yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm like, there's no way that your internet is that slow, Sam. I was like, there's no way.
It's not, and I'm not having that problem today because I'm using a better streaming service.
Oh, good. Oh, cat butt in my face. Okay, let's see. Where did I put our logo? Oh my god.
So, while everyone says I'm quiet, dang it.
I think you sound fine.
Why am I always so quiet?
You sound perfectly fine to me.
I'll project. I'm sorry.
Tiny bit quiet. We definitely need to look into getting a blue Yeti or a snowball. Like they pick up a lot.
I can hear Sam.
I'm not
well.
a loud person.
Okay, let's see. Settings.
Okay, so today while we're working on settings for Facebook Live to kick it into gear because it has rejected me, then I will say we are going to, my cat's trying to break in. Anyways, we are going to talk about online Comicons today, and we're going to talk about ones that are going on right now, ones that are going on in the future, and what you can do to kind of create your own Comic-Con at home.
Yeah. Okay, before we do that, Sam, where is the page editor? Oh, wait, here it is. Oh, Creator Studio. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Creator Studio?
Creator Studio, and you go to the URL there and check that stream key. I don't think it copies right because I used their copy function, and I'm wondering if it didn't capture the whole thing.
Okay, under Content Library?
Creator Studio, go live on, there's when you open Creator Studio, there's a section that has like 3 tabs.
It says create post, go live.
There's go live, yeah.
Okay.
And under go live, you'll see the stream key and the URL. So I either have a problem with my vanity URL or my stream key. And it's probably because I used Facebook's copy feature, which sometimes doesn't work with the security I have on my browser, and I should have thought about that before, but I didn't.
Okay. I'm working on it. I'm getting there, guys. So,
okay, we'll let everybody introduce themselves while Jinx is helping out with Facebook, and then next week I'll have Facebook fixed too. Let's go ahead and start with you, Keychain.
Hi everyone, I'm Keychain Cosplay. I'm a Pacific Northwest cosplayer. Mostly known for running panels at conventions. I've done some skit work. My workshop up here, the Rainy Day Workshop, I've done some small things that we're working towards a future where we'll have some videos up shortly. Just as you can see, technology is one of those things that's very fickle. But I'm very happy to be here today, even though I've actually don't know anything about online conventions. So I am here to learn as much as you are.
You know stuff about actual conventions, which applies. So we're good there.
And I'm cosplaying Eto from Tokyo Ghoul today because I haven't worn my baby in a long time. And I am short of contact, but she still looks great.
Yes. Looks like she's like mid-transformation or something.
Right.
I am Sam of ThermoCosplay, and I'm going to talk a lot about virtual conventions and creating your own con at home. I do want to tell everybody that starting next week, I will not be streaming to ThermoCosplay YouTube. I'll be streaming to the CosTalk Live YouTube because we're trying to rebrand everything and make sure all stays with CosTalk Live when it is CosTalk Live. However, I, as ThermoCosplay, will start doing 1 to 2 weekly streams on my own to talk about crafting because I finally have all the materials I need for several costumes, and so I'm just going to start working my way through all of those and kind of talk about materials with you guys. So, next week, CosTalk Live will be on the CosTalk Live YouTube. We'll do a post early in the week, middle of the week, and then we'll obviously kind of remind everybody the day of, hey, these are all the links. Go here. But I got let everyone know.
Bang, you're good.
Yep. Okay, is Facebook Live?
I got the alert that it looks like it's working.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yay! Okay.
Are we good on Facebook? Oh, I don't have the Facebook app on my phone because I took it off.
Well,
I have the Pages app.
Alert. I can actually real quick just go check right here. Everybody's going to see Facebook for a second.
Oh,
hey.
Yep, we got it, yeah. It's on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're on.
Look, guys,
I've got
we're
this
about to
up.
have Streamception. Where's Streamception? Wait, I want to see it. Dang it. Show me Streamception. Where are you? No. I want Streamception.
I just don't have YouTube up. I have
Streamception!
Twitch.
Ah!
I don't see anything. Are you sharing screen?
I'm done.
Oh, I didn't see anything.
It's going to be there in a second. There's a 30-second delay.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
So, okay. Introduce yourself, Jinx.
Hi, I am Jinx Cosplay. I've been cosplaying. I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona with Sam. Well, not with Sam. We're not like together, but we're friends. And I've been cosplaying since 2001. I primarily cosplay video game cosplays, as you can see. Oh, wait. This background might not be working very well. And yeah, I've been going to conventions since 1996, but I've actually never attended an online convention. So lots to talk about today.
Yep, so I have attended 3 online conventions now. One was like a homebrew, and then 2 of them were, another one was like the organizers of a con kind of got together, and then the other one was an actual con. So I've been like all stages, like 25 people, about 500 people, several thousand. So
nice.
So right now, what I'm going to talk about is we don't want you to miss this. So I'm going to share my screen. Wait. Which screen?
Oh, hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us, Sarah, on Facebook.
Okay. So, right now.
I hope this doesn't mess up the OBS.
We've got.
Does Facebook still look okay?
Yeah. San Diego Comic-Con is online right now. It's been online since Thursday? I think Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know, one of them days. Anyways, so you can still go and actually see all the content for the whole weekend. Different sponsors have different content. They've got their
Is it free?
Videos up. They have an exhibit hall online. They have specialty merch for this year. And there's still activities going on. So it's also free. Did I mention it's free? San Diego Comic-Con Online is free. So you can go enjoy all of the aspects of the convention virtually.
Can you take a look at Facebook and see if it looks right? Because I'm not sure if it's OBS kind of goofs up and I need to fix it maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up my phone.
Oh, yeah, OBS
I would like to mention, for anything you do online, there will always be some sort of technical difficulty. So if you are thinking about convention, keep those in mind.
Why is it doing that? Come on, OBS. There, I've changed it. That's so weird. Oh, I know why. Because I've got.
It's working for me.
But it looks okay. It's all zoomed in.
It looks fine.
Really?
I mean,
it's all zoomed in on the website. That's why. It's because I've got the whole thing zoomed in. Let's see. Yeah. No, we're all good. We're all good.
I'm like, it was showing.
There. I'll just edit it manually. There we go.
Sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
So, anyways, for conventions, this is cool. You've got they have a masquerade on Tumblr. I'm not gonna leave this, but they've got a masquerade on Tumblr. They had stuff going on Instagram and Facebook. They've got games that you can play. So there's definitely stuff that you can do still on Sunday of San Diego Comic-Con, and you can go back and look at all the content that they've already delivered for the weekend. So,
and it's free?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is free.
Awesome.
So,
cool.
Let me go back here. Free online Comic-Con. Woohoo! Which is pretty awesome. Now, that is probably the best way. People who have not been to San Diego Comic-Con, it's an overwhelming convention from what I hear. It's huge. So if you want to get an idea of what San Diego Comic-Con is, that might be a good...
Have you never been, Sam?
No.
Oh.
It might be your foot in the water, because just browsing through their website is already overwhelming. The amount of content they have, and they're just digital, is impressive. So it's well, I could only imagine if this was in person right now.
Yeah.
It would be a lot.
Yeah, the last time I went was in 2012, and I love San Diego, but I just don't have any kind of desire to go back because it's that crazy busy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Joe says it's been fun. I even downloaded a badge. Oh, cool. So is it free? Sorry,
yeah.
I don't know. It's all free.
You can download and print a badge. It's all free.
Cool,
all of it's
cool.
free. So San Diego Comic-Con's free. Go.
Nice, yeah.
Even if you're just curious about simple things, just check it out. You don't even have to really do anything. You can just visit it. So.
Nice.
But they were one of the ones that they jumped on the online bandwagon pretty fast when they realized that there was no way they could host on site. For instance, LA Comic-Con is still trying to go later this year, which I think is ridiculous and so irresponsible, because LA County is having major problems with the pandemic, similar to what Arizona's having. So
isn't it in October? LA Comic-Con?
September, and then they're moving it to November or December. Now, some of the conventions, I think it has to do with contracts and whether or not they can get out of them.
That makes sense.
But I'm just going to tell everybody, please don't go to Comic-Con, even if it is on site. If we want this pandemic to end earlier, don't gather in large places with a lot of people.
Yeah. Be safe and healthy, everybody.
Yeah.
Cosplay online with us.
So that's a good thing to talk about, too, right? So we do CosTalk Live once a week, which means we literally get dressed up once a week and be goofy with all of you guys.
Yeah. So come see us every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ta-da-ta-da-ta.
So you can come to us. If you have themes that you want to see us do, please let us know, and we'll try to accommodate to the best of our ability. We are always open for suggestions, too, because lately we've just kind of going with the thought flow, inviting guests, people in the area that we know are available. We're joining forces with Seattle crew now, and it's one of those things that, we're just kind of, like I said, go with the flow people. But we're also an open group to, hey, I have this question, I've always wondered about this. Keychain suggested going back to organizing your cosplay and after cosplay care, because we didn't talk a whole lot about after cosplay care.
Oh man.
So,
okay, we won't talk about it now, but yeah, that's coming up. But yeah, we're so open, guys. If you have anything that you've always wondered about, or you think would be a cool thing for us to talk about, yeah, we're open to suggestions. So, and yeah. And it's fun, so come talk to us every week, because yeah, so, we want to see you guys.
Now, let's talk about how you can check for online Comic-Cons. Go to the convention you were planning to attend in person and see if they have virtual content. A lot of them are starting to post little announcements and blogs on their social media sites or on their actual physical website saying, hey, we know we couldn't attend in person, but what we've done is all these artists and exhibitors that we're planning to attend, we've captured all of their information, their stores, their websites, and we've created a digital exhibitor hall. So you can check that out. Or, hey, some of our program panelists said they go ahead and pre-record panels for you. So here's this cool link to their panel. Check it out. So there's things like that you can do, but you have to be a little bit proactive. A lot of these conventions are scrambling. Their marketing may not be as strong as it was in the past, just because they're trying to organize something in maybe a couple weeks where they normally would have several months or maybe even a year. So be considerate. Don't get mad at them. They're trying really hard. But the best way to do it is to subscribe to their channels, to follow them, to like them, and to check their websites regularly for content, because that's how I've discovered some of the convention material that I would have never known about, even though I follow these cons very frequently. I went to their website and went, oh, look at this blog announcement. Oh, cool, this is happening? Sweet. So
yeah, and a lot of the algorithms on Facebook too, the pages, you don't always see that stuff. So you kind of have to go look for it, which kind of sucks, because obviously these, conventions are suffering because they're not going to have the attendance and the ticket sales and stuff like that. So and they probably had to cut their staff too. So it's going to be difficult. So if you really want to support your favorite convention, check and see what they're doing. I just thought of a great idea. Like, we should do one CosTalk live. We should just do a couple hours. I don't know, a couple hours live. But wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, we have this professional streaming software now, so we could do a webinar, and we could accept up to 1,000 people. So
that's true. That's true.
And have little breakout rooms,
and we could make it live. I mean, obviously the breakout rooms won't be live, but we could always just maybe play something while the breakout room's going on. What do you guys think? Let us know if you think that'd be cool, something you'd be interested in.
And that kind of rolls into, I mean, if CosTalk Live, if you guys want to see us do that, I'm already working on a digital convention, so maybe I can just kind of bundle it all together.
Yeah.
With that in mind, if you're typically a panelist or a competition person or something along those lines, conventions have been doing very well at trying to find ways to still fit people in and still keep them proactively talking. But I know some conventions have kind of dropped the ball, and it's more like, oh, well, we're going next year. But then they say that they're going next year, but then they also talk about online content, but they don't push it. So if you're still a panelist and you still want to do stuff like that, talk with the convention and see if they're still looking for people to run panels, but as a video style panel where they can still post it up. Because I know a couple conventions have been doing that or doing competitions, but you don't see it posted on anywhere. So you had to go and actually talk to the staff or know more information. And so if you're into running panels still, you still want to be really active in the community, get a hold of those owners and say, hey, I want to help out any way I can. Even if I'm just jumping in, making a panel, even if I'm just helping out with some live stream stuff, if you're tech savvy and you can say, hey, I can help with monitoring, they need that right now. Because I know not all volunteers have the tech savvy support that these conventions are looking for now.
Yeah.
And plus,
that's a good point. I mean, Sakura Elric even said that, oh my gosh, planning an online convention is so much work, and so a lot of people abandon it because the technology involved and the coding and the security, it can be very overwhelming. I happen to work in this field every day. I happen to know a lot of this stuff, but not everybody does, so this may not be their strong suit. Also, you have to be really determined and motivated and willing to sacrifice a lot of time to do something like that, especially on the side, and especially since a lot of these conventions are run through volunteers or even staff, and so since they've had to lay off staff members because of what's going on or furlough them, the availability is limited, and so resources are really low right now.
Yeah. So definitely I mean, for sure. And I feel like that could be even when we go back to in-person cons. I feel like online Comicons or maybe an online version of that in-person con will be a thing now for people that can't travel or can't be around a lot of people. I think that's something that might stick around and could be, good way for conventions to make a little bit even more money or more exposure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so BlizzCon every year does what's called an ETA, right? So
they do a virtual
they're
con.
going to move it all online, and it won't be that difficult for them because they already have that infrastructure set up. A lot of these gaming conventions have that because they're used to having to stream out. They're used to having to share content live because not all of their gamers can attend in person. So some of them come in through a digital stream, and that's how you see what's going on. So there are conventions that are already geared for this. For instance, in a couple weeks, Game On Expo in Arizona is going to have something called the Game On Mega Drive-In. Let me show this screen to you guys. Wait, which one? This one. Share, and then let me go here. Okay, so the Game On Mega Drive-In is a kind of like a, what they're doing is they're taking the drive-in theaters of the past, which are starting to have a resurgence because social distancing, you're stuck in your car and you're 10 feet apart. So they're going to sell by carload, and you make your submission, and then when you click next, it'll ask you for photos and a video submission so that they compile the videos into what is a digital masquerade, right? So there are options right now for individuals who do want to attend in person, but not like in a group, aka you're confined in a steel cage. Like you're basically in a car, trapped. Not trapped. I mean, it's your car, but
it's your car.
Something like this is considerably safer than, okay, let's have everybody in the same room, standing next to each other, with no true protection for ventilation or other things in contact, and especially with this thing, it keeps changing, right? So the landscape of this virus is unpredictable. So staying in your little car, your steel cage, with your friends, joining through they're going to have mobile content like on Instagram and Facebook. They'll have stuff that you can do, through the radio. You'll listen to the content through the radio, and then you'll watch the stream through these big screens. So that is another way to do it. Some conventions are like, okay, well, there are a lot of abandoned drive-in lots. Why don't we take them, clean them up, and turn them into an activity space until this all blows over?
Yeah, that sounds like fun. So, I mean, that's what they do with graduations now. They had this little drive-in graduation thing. So, yeah, that could be fun. Sarah
have
says
someone that hands you a little like certificate. They take a
Yeah.
picture of you in your car and you drive off. I mean, for instance, there's a zoo here in Phoenix called the Phoenix Zoo, and for the 4th of July weekend, they let you drive through the zoo in your car and look at the animals. And surprisingly, the animals were out way more than when people were there. I think they don't mind cars as much as they mind people. So
Right,
I was like, oh my gosh, they're all wandering around. So yeah.
Sarah says, I'd love to see you guys do a little virtual con or something. I think that's a fun idea. Awesome. Oh, Kat's here. Hi, Kat. Nice to see you.
Kat.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely I say this a lot, like I feel like this was if a pandemic was going to happen, this is a really good time for it to happen because we're technology advanced enough to move things online and kind of not miss out on stuff that we, still enjoy and to see people and to, get together. Not that we want pandemics to happen, but, imagine if this happened in like 1995, we feel like Blockbuster Video would be like out of stock all the time, So,
Blockbuster.
Yeah. So, so I think it's a really good opportunity for us to really explore where we can go with online meetings and stuff. And yeah, like maybe one day it'll be all virtual. Oh, virtual.
I hope not.
Virtual online con. No. Too creepy.
I think virtual cons are fantastic. I think it's such a great idea. It's still keeping the community very proactive and watching so many people come together and just like, hey, who are the artists? Hey, who are the panelists? Who's the staff? Who's the cosplayers? Like, people are still being very proactive, but I feel like there's still a lot missing. Like, I don't necessarily participate in virtual cons as much. I totally could have. We've had a lot in our area, but I'm not very tech savvy. And so for me, it's really a struggle. Like, I can do the cosplay thing, I can do the talking thing, but as soon as I start getting to the technology thing, I just shut down. And so
I think it'd be great if they did both.
To get through this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For now, yeah.
I think that's where like having those drive-ins would help certain people.
Yeah.
Because they could be like, yeah, your car's 10 feet, because that's the thing is that the cars have to be 10 feet apart. But you could like wave at your friend, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to like physically like hug them or shake their hands, but you can see another person, like 10 feet away. Your visual field is good there. You'd be like,
the feeling that you get from conventions and meeting people, because like I I used to be such a shy kid, and then I went to a convention, and then now I'm this. And so, like, I have a lot to give to that social environment that conventions really build up. And it's nice, even through this disaster, our community, the cosplay community, is we are just powering through. We are doing everything we can, and that's really nice.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like, I mean, I definitely miss like in-person conventions. Once they start open and it's safe and we've got the vaccine and all that stuff, like I'm going back. But I think it would be cool that if we also implemented the virtual con all the time. You know, that would like, and because there's tons of people that you know see online, like, oh, I wish I could go here, or I can't travel, or whatever. And I think like adding a virtual aspect to every con would be a great thing from now on. You know, and especially for the people like Kat says, if we had a VR set, you know, I think anyone that has a VR set that, you know, maybe they should make a VR version of it, and that would be really cool. That just expand it even more, and more people could enjoy cons. Like, that's exciting to think about. You know, for me, I love in-person cons. Like, I'll go in person anytime that I can. But then maybe I could go to, you know, a con that I've been wanting to go to that I haven't been to, like Dragon Con or something. You know, oh, I can't go this year. Oh, I'll go virtually. You know, so I think that's just a great thing that they can add on in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it also helps for individuals who have like agoraphobia, or they have fear of large crowds, but they're still a nerd and they still want to enjoy good content, and they can enjoy it from home. You know,
well, there's a lot of there's a lot of people that just can't travel, or they can't go to large spaces, or maybe they have mobility issues, or you know, things like that might limit them to fully enjoying a con.
Yeah.
So
So Sakura Elric made a good point about cosplay competitions, and how if you're a judge, it's a little bit difficult to judge them online right now, because you can't do as much with the craftsmanship and seeing all that. And so to that I'm going to say, because I'm a part of a cosplay competition group on Facebook now, and they accepted me as a judge. So we created a list of like questions and stuff, and then we gave the competitors the judging criteria so they can see what we're looking at, and they understand that if they do not include pictures of their seams or their attachments or other items, then they might just be bumped out by somebody else who did. So kind of prefacing it and letting people know, hey, if you want to place higher, if you want to win, if you're really competitive, show us everything. Like, take a picture of the inside and the outside of your costume. Don't take it naked. Just put the costume on, take the pictures of the outside, then take it off and just lay it on the ground or something. That's fine.
Yeah. But, actually, because you remember when I did the Asian District Night Market contest, we had such limited time. So Arizona threw this night market right before all this stuff blew up, and I was in charge of the cosplay contest, and was like, wow, the program is so full. You know, there's no way that we can have all this prejudging, whatever. So I did online prejudging, which was optional, but like Sam said, it's like, even though you might have an amazing piece of work, they won't have time to see it in person. So if you don't show them as much as you can, then yeah, you are gonna lose points. Yeah. So and you should be taking pictures of your costumes anyway if you're a competitor, because even in person they're going to want to see that progress. So if you're going to do it online, why not just go more in depth, you know, turn your seams over, so it can be as successful as in person.
Yeah, you're basically going to think about, you know, what would you do at a con? What would they ask you at a con? Like, if you've been experienced before. If you're inexperienced, then honestly join some social media groups and people will walk you through it. There's a lot of cosplayers out there that are willing to explain their experiences so that you're prepared. Because it's a changing world. You know, everybody's got their own comfort level. Like Keychain said, you know, it's really difficult for Keychain to do like technology, and you know, I'm sure that all of us, I know a lot of people that struggle with it. A lot of people are like, I just can't connect. I feel like I'm not seeing the person, I'm not interacting with them, and I mean, all I see is this little light right here. That's a circle.
Yeah.
That's my camera.
And that's understandable.
Like, camera, you're a person now. I want to put googly eyes on it. I'm gonna call it Stan.
Hey, there you go. Stan the judge. Stan the cosplay judge. You can always do that. You can always put a picture of someone, like someone you trust, maybe right next to your camera. Be like, hi, Mom. This is my costume. Are you proud?
Yep. But it's one of those things that until you've had a kind of like a trial run, you're not really going to know what to ask or what to do or how to communicate with people. And it's definitely a growing experience. And some of these conventions only get one shot this year. So there are going to be hiccups.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they're gonna do the best that they can, and you know, just roll with it.
Yeah,
Joe says judges.
Who's judging at a convention? You don't know their level. You don't know what kind of judging they've done before. So like, how we were just discussing, where it's like, oh well, we've done a lot of judging before, so we automatically were like, okay, what questions should we be asking? Let's give these cosplayers this form essentially to. Here, you need to have this criteria set up. Not all conventions are going to think of that because it's new to them, or they have a different type of judging system that's unusual. And so I feel like the more virtual content we have, the easier and better things like cosplay contests and gaming and stuff is going to become, because we're going to streamline it and go, oh, well, we can't do the thing that we're used to doing. We can't just walk up and talk. So maybe they have people put in videos, ask them to talk about their costume in their cosplay, so it's a little more in person. Or as Sam said, give us pictures of your seams and your building progress as you go. So it's a little less masquerade where you're just seeing them for a second, a little more in-depth competition.
You know, I would even think that Zoom meetings could be a thing, because then they could make appointments like the week leading up to the contest. That could even be a thing, I bet. You know, it's like, hey, I can sit here, I can show you my costume pieces here, I can talk about it. I mean, it's pretty much the same as in person. It's just that you can't touch the costume, which you probably usually don't anyway as a judge, unless you're offered to touch it. So I'm excited. I'm kind of, I don't know, I was kind of neutral about the whole all my Comicons before we did this chat. Now I'm kind of excited. Like, this is awesome. And Joe says judges sheets are common in things like model trains and cars, etc. I think it's great to have a standard to work to. Yeah, of course. Like, there's a lot of the same standards across, you know, cosplay contests, depending on, you know, if it's going to be on craftsmanship or performance or, you know, whatever. So yeah, those are usually pretty the same too.
Yeah, and so we've kind of covered a broad stroke of things. So if you guys have questions, please let us know. But we've talked about like more commercial stuff and more conventions that are like, you know, there's an actual commercial entity or someone that already exists and they are familiar with running an on-site convention, so they have somewhat of an idea of the logistical requirements for it. As someone who's volunteered for a convention, I'll just let you know that typically there's about 20 different teams, and each of those teams has 2 to 3 leads, and each of those leads has anywhere from 15 to 50 people underneath them, and that's just for conventions usually under 50,000 people. For that, anytime it's over 50,000 people, you're looking at 3,000 to 4,000 staff members or volunteers. So imagine not having all those volunteers. Imagine you're like, okay, my company has 20 people to work with to build out this digital content. So that kind of takes me to the fact that say you just really miss your friends and you really miss cosplaying together and you really miss meetups and all of that. Like Jessica said, Zoom, there's free accounts. You could also go on to like Instagram and do like shared streams together. You can go on to Facebook and talk to your community.
Yeah.
There's so many places. YouTube as well. I mean, I use YouTube a lot for like panels and stuff because the delay is a little bit shorter when you're streaming directly from YouTube, and there's the chat window for YouTube is so easy to read. It's in general, there are ways to interact with people. You could do webinars and have participants come in and react to whatever the content is that you're providing. There's always a way. And I honestly would suggest, you know, maybe doing like, if you miss your friends, create a little group on Facebook or create a shared
That's
drive.
what Sam did.
Yeah, I did. I have the cosplay clan. Or create a shared drive on Google and say, okay, this month our theme is villains or superheroes, and everyone has to take a picture of themselves in that costume or take a little video being a goofball, and then someone has to like respond to it, right? So it's
That's
not
what Sam does.
person, but there's, I mean, that is what I do.
Every month, yeah. Every month.
I do a waterfall of videos. But there are ways. I mean, right now, CosTalk Live, we're all communicating with one another. We're not physically in the same space, but I feel like there is some bonding that's still occurring.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so I mean, the funny thing about cosplay, it's such a visual hobby. you know? It's like you can't just, it's not like music. You play a song, you record a track, you share it, you know? I mean, you can share pictures, right? But it's a lot more than that. People love to be the character. They love to interact with people that are fans, you know? It's very much, I think, very much a physical hobby, you know? It's like I make it, I go out and wear it, I meet people. Like that's kind of what I take from cosplay. So it can be very difficult, you know, doing it online. So yeah, like Sam said, like use as many avenues as you can. Like cosplay doesn't have to stop, even though all the events have been put on hold. And it's funny because I'm usually not so motivated to make costumes until like a week before the event, but I've actually been making things consistently now since we've been, you know, last month or so through the pandemic. And it's just fun to share with people what you're doing. And yeah, so
yeah,
get online.
If you are a cosplayer or you're a creative, like you're an artist, a cosplayer, a fabricator, if you're someone that works with your hands in some way, as long as it's not pornographic, I'm sorry, you need approval for that. Anyway, as long as it's not inappropriate, if you work with your hands in some way, I suggest streaming like once a week and just kind of, even if you're not like one of those people that's good at talking through your process, people can watch you do it and then
ask questions.
Ask questions, and you can just chat with people and hang out basically for like a half hour.
Yeah, definitely.
I can say that is 100% true. Like before with this pandemic and everything, I mean, we've all lost conventions. We've all lost a lot of just kind of drive and passion. And so I was one of those people that I'm like, I haven't worn a cosplay in over 6 months before I started cosplay. And I was lucky enough to do a convention in January before everything happened. But like, that was the only time I did anything before like last spring. And so I just felt really demotivated and I've just been feeling really bad. But I started doing CosTalks. Last week I went out and bought a bunch of cosplay supplies to start tuning. And then me and my workshop have been working hand in hand about starting to do live streams together. And we've been basically messaging every day. And like this, just having this group and being able to talk actively with people online or face to face like this has changed my whole outlook on this pandemic, working with cosplay again, and really given me that drive to keep going.
And that's kind of where CosTalk Live started, because so me, Sam, and then 2 other people were in a group. Like we had a group planned for WonderCon. We were working on costumes. We were choreographing it, and we were meeting like once every 2 weeks. Yeah. And then we stopped meeting and we were like, oh man, I really miss you. And what are you doing? Oh, we're not doing cosplay stuff anymore. And we're like, let's do CosTalk Live. And so that's kind of where it came from, because we were missing those regular, you know, meetups and stuff like that. And this kind of one. And now, like, I'm actually more motivated. I'm like, crap, I need more. Like, my cosplays tend to be pretty complicated. Like, I can't just throw them on. Like, Sam's dedicated. Like, she'll paint and everything. But I'm like, I'm too lazy. So I actually have been thinking about, like, what more simple costumes can I make just to put on for the stream, you know? Like, my costumes take, like, an hour to get on. Like, I don't want to spend an hour to get in this costume and sit for an hour and talk in it, you know? So whatever can get you motivated, like, just do it. Like, cosplay is a hobby that's hard to keep up in general. And yeah, I know for a lot of people, they've been kind of, like, bummed because there's nowhere to wear their costumes. And although there is a lot of people on TikTok now, so TikTok's become, I mean, it's always been popular, but it's like, I think it's really, really big now for cosplayers. But yeah, any outlet that you can do, like, do it, you know? And yeah, I'm just excited now. I've like, when this pandemic started, I was like, oh, I had all these plans for cosplay, like, boo-hoo. I'm not gonna do anything now. But now I have like more that I want to make and I'm like working on. So it's motivated me more, actually.
I think it's because there's lower pressure, right? You're not really hit a deadline now. And so there's a one thing that they always say with creatives is when we have to hit a deadline, the higher the pressure. It's why we procrastinate so much, is because it generates the creativity, and then we force our way through it, but then we're exhausted and we don't want to do it anymore, or we do it.
That is so me.
We get fatigued because there's no pressure right now. I'm seeing more and more people being creative right now, and they're realizing, like, oh my goodness, maybe I should start like limiting the amount of conventions I go to or the events, and just kind of really focus on what I love.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, and Joe, I wanted to mention what Joe says. Joe says the steampunk groups are having weekly challenges, cosplaying, props, photos, etc. That's cool. I mean, maybe we should start doing something like that with our followers, you know? Maybe we can ask them for a theme and you guys can submit stuff and we can share it. Like, that's an idea too. Let us know if you think that's something you'd like to participate in.
Yeah,
what
if
do you guys
want
think?
us to do that, we can come up with like maybe a monthly challenge, and
Yeah.
We'll say like we could do like because it might be easier to do monthly than weekly is my
Yeah.
concern.
Oh yeah,
but
for
we
sure.
could do monthly where like a monthly like photo challenge where you submit your favorite costume and you say why, and then maybe a monthly like create this object challenge, and whoever comes up with the best one, like we'll have
Get a shout out. Yeah. You can get a print package or something. I don't know, but that's a good idea. We'll have to talk about it more off stream, and see what we can come up with. Because we have a lot of like great ideas for CosTalk Live, but I kind of want to do them all. Like, let's just do all the ideas. Like, come on, send them. Let's do them all.
And I'm working a lot lately, so my interaction with the pages is starting to plummet, which means I need to like start scheduling stuff again.
But that's okay. That's okay, Sam, because I now am getting the energy back, so I can take over where I left.
I work
so
in IT security, and audit season has begun. I'm gonna be quieter.
I'll be answering messages if needed. So, and I'll just be like, Sam, what's the answer to this? So, so no problem. We'll still be here for you guys.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Overall, let's kind of like do a run through what you can do. So you could, from the very basic level, like do a stream with some friends. You can start on the completely free level of creating a Facebook account and going live through a private group or even your personal page and just interacting with your followers. You can do the same thing through Instagram. You can create a TikTok account, share your videos. You can do the same thing on YouTube. There's a lot of free streaming that you can do through all of those particular systems. So that's kind of the basic free. You would need like a phone or a webcam to do that, obviously. But that's just how to get started, kind of forming the interaction that you're looking for. From there, you could do more by joining groups like cosplay marketing or cosplay contests or specialty groups like the steampunk one. There's Madame Askew's Temporal Entourage, and they have some cool challenges that they do. There are just, wherever you're at regionally, I guarantee if you look on Facebook and you type cosplay meetups Atlanta, you're going to find something. So, yeah. So there's always a group out there. All you have to do is hit Google and see what you can find. You can also join different forums like the Replica Prop Forum, because there's a lot of people that interact there. You could go to cosplaytutorial.com. You can, there's just a lot of resources for like one-on-one interaction or groups when it comes to cosplay. Now, if you're looking outside of cosplay for a more broad convention experience, I would suggest checking your convention pages and seeing, okay, what are they doing? What do they have available? What can I participate in? Go to YouTube and type in Comic-Con panels, and you'll actually find a lot of results. You can do, you can join and buy an e-ticket. Like I said, BlizzCon's probably going to do something like that. Game On Expo's doing their mega drive-in, so you can buy a ticket for that and drive your car in and just chill in your car. Thankfully, they're doing it after 6 p.m. in Arizona, so you guys know that the temperature will be lower. Yay.
Yeah, although you'll still have to running your AC because lower means like 100 instead of 110.
Bring a fan that's like USB powered.
Yeah, or that you can just plug in.
So you don't have to have your car on the whole time.
Yeah, and then also if this is something that you want to take further, you want to take your online streaming further, your videos further, you can find, and I would suggest that if your budget allowed you to, you can find really affordable tools. You can find, like tripods to hold up your phone. You can find microphones. I bought a clip-on microphone for like $20 from Amazon. Like if your budget can allow that, you're going to take your videos and streams to the next level.
I need to remember to not have this, or get like a.
You just need a stand. Yeah, you just need a stand because that looks great.
Stand. I had a stand and wait, is that the stand? No, that's not the stand. I misplaced my stand.
I don't believe you're a person to misplace things, Sam. What did you do with it? Sam's always on it. She must. This headpiece must be on too hard, too tight. So, yeah, and there's little things like that. You don't need to spend a lot of money if you wanted to do a regular thing, like I said. Unless you want to take it even further and you want to be, at somewhat professional level in the future. but for fun, like you can find, just like the microphone on your phone is fine, but a lot of times there's an echo or something like that. Just take it to the next level. Just find an affordable microphone on Amazon or a stand, or make some backdrops out of some spare fabric or sheets. It doesn't have to be crazy, but those are kind of ways to step up your game.
I should take those competition backdrops and just throw them behind me and be like, look at my cardboard backdrops. I'm in a cave.
Wow. Well, I mean, you could actually do that with virtual backgrounds,
But I want to have cardboard.
Oh, you want actual? Okay, got it. Yes. And then there's an ocean. Whee! Yeah.
And you can always, like, something simple. Like, I just actually rearranged my corner, and now I have a little photo my board that I put back here, and I change it out every week, and it's just something that's kind of motivational. Or I have this side of the board to work with, and sometimes I put up what I'm working on next, or what I need to buy, or what the next step is. So it's kind of nice just having that, like, motivational backdrop that you can just work with. And sometimes it's cute because people will see what your work, like, they'll look at the quote and be like, oh my gosh, that's from this anime. And that starts a conversation with somebody else. And
absolutely,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so just mentioned virtual backgrounds, and those are good. Like, I'm very cleanly, so I use this room, but you wouldn't know. Just like when I'm done making something, everything goes back in its spot.
I know Sam's cosplay room is like spotless. Like mine will never look like that. I'm always like, I have so much stuff. Where's all your stuff, Sam? Like, where's all your random pieces of foam and fabric and your boxes of crap? Where is it?
Rolled up and taped up and put in proper spaces in cupboards.
Like, I mean, this is as clean as mine will get. So, I mean, I still have a lot of stuff. Like, where's all this stuff, Sam? Where's all your stuff? It's like hammer space. Do you have access to hammer space in there? Your bag of holding? Maybe, you got a bag of holding in your closet?
I am a doctor.
Maybe you got a doctor's bag. For what Sam does, I'm shocked that her room is that like spotless. Yeah, she's an alien. Literally, she's an alien.
Yeah. So, I'm the mixed baby of a Twi'lek and a human.
A tweet. Wait, no. A Hulek?
Twilman! Sounds like a child trying to say something.
Twilman! I am like the Truman. Sounds like, yeah.
Okay, oh no. Anyways, we're coming down to the last 10 minutes, so...
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to open it up for questions.
And then remember, guys, you can ask any question. Doesn't have to be specific to our topic. It can be anything that you want to ask us. And Steven Mata says, hello, ladies. Hello, thank you for joining in. So yeah, write it. If you're watching us from Twitch, you can comment in the Twitch chat, Facebook chat, YouTube chat. We should do Instagram too at some point.
Instagram
well, I don't know how.
It's really hard. I mean, I guess I could set up my phone.
Yeah.
I could set up my
phone.
Yeah,
but it'll only be you.
No, I could do it like this.
Yeah, that's true. You can just record it. Record it.
Let's have it in the bottom, like right below the camera, so you guys can't see it.
And then the phone falls and it goes to the ceiling. Whoops. You know.
Well, I have a cell phone stand, so what I could do is I could move where my light is, and I could connect it to the light, and then have it show the presentation.
Oh, but what about the audio?
It'll collect from my speaker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I guess we're expanding more outlets here. And that's the great thing, too, aren't we? We're streaming on 3 outlets right now. And there's more. There's so many more that we can do as well. So,
and I know a lot of people like me who are bad with technology. The best thing to do is either talk to your friends who know about technology. I don't know how many times I've done like Zoom meetings with my friends recently because I don't have a tech support here to fix my computer, which has been on the fritz. So I'm like, hey guys, how do I do this thing?
Oh, nice.
Just YouTube anything you want information for. If you're thinking about doing streams and doing more Twitch or YouTube or just pushing your content a little bit more, especially right now, YouTube, you just literally, how do I make a channel? How do I make my channel better? What can I do? What are cheap tools I can use? Like, it's all free knowledge now. And so if you are interested in that, just YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is your friend. I mean, how many times have you actually learned something about, how to do something in cosplay on YouTube? It's such a great resource. We've got a question. So Stephen Mata says, how do you guys build confidence for being on camera or just talking to people in general? I'm a shy person. So I know, Keychain, you mentioned about being a shy person. Do you want to start with that one?
Yeah, so I don't know. There was just a point that I decided I didn't really want to be shy anymore. And for me, being in cosplay is the way for me to kind of like turn on that switch, because I've always been an actor kid. I'm shy, but I love the stage stuff. But when you're on stage, you're not really you. And so for me, when I started getting into cosplay, it was a way for me to get out and meet people, because if you're in a costume and you meet somebody else who knows who you are, there's just a conversation that starts that's very easy flowing. You don't really have to try too hard. And it just kind of kept getting easier and easier. The more costumes I was in, the better it got. And then I started being asked to do content and stuff. And so like I had to kind of just push all that away and get over it. I still am very shy if I'm not in costume. There are very few pictures of me out of cosplay, just because
I only have like 3, but that's just because we took selfies when we were in Seattle.
Right, like, pictures, but that's only because we met like and went on a vacation essentially. But like, if I'm in cosplay, it kind of gives me that confidence boost, because I can be somebody else for a day and I can talk.
Wearing a mask almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretend. Yeah. So I mean, if you're a cosplayer, it is a little bit easier for you. Like I have a background in acting and theater, but I think one thing that would help is maybe if you just started doing videos for yourself. Like you don't need to show these videos to anyone, just put record. And it's the hardest thing is to watch yourself, but that's what's going to help you grow and help you kind of get out of, your comfort zone. So if that's something that you want to do, Stephen, you want to start being on camera, just start recording yourself in the videos, and then you can just delete them. Like
That's
you don't need to show anybody.
Yeah, no. So what Jinx said, that's literally what I did. Because I don't like showing myself outside of cosplay, because I don't like people knowing what I look like.
Nobody knows what you look like, Sam. Every day I'm like, is that Sam? Wait, what? I mean, she's had her own friends like not recognize her in cosplay, and then like leave, and then like later like, oh my god, that was Sam.
Yeah, I shave my head a lot too in real life, so people are like, is that Sam? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Sam's like a true chameleon.
But what I did is when I started getting sponsors, I realized I'd have to show myself. There was no way that I couldn't do these tutorials and be this creepy voice in the background and no one have a way to connect me with this content. So I started just slowly but surely like filming myself like just my hands or my chest, like chest level, basically where my face wasn't, but they could see a human at first. And then once I felt comfortable showing my face, it was I would record and record and record, and I did so many versions before I found something that was comfortable, and I'd script it too. And not everybody knows that you can read a script and no one's gonna know if it's like right behind the camera. So I would do that, and after about 2 months of me kind of getting used to it, now I'm just like, what's up?
Yeah, definitely. If you're shy, you definitely want to be prepared. There's some people that can do things on the fly. I can do things on the fly, but if you're going to be shy, you're going to like clam up on camera. So before you do get on camera, try and be as prepared as possible. At least like bullet points of what you're going to say. And then once you kind of get past that shyness of just doing videos of yourself, try and see if you can like Skype or FaceTime someone that you trust, and just have chats. Like, it doesn't have to be like, hey, can I talk? Can I say this? Just have chats. And then maybe eventually you can start doing presentations for them. And this has to be somebody that you trust that will give you honest feedback.
Yeah, another thing that I've learned that really, my favorite thing to pull people out of their shyness, because now I run panels for that, for like drama and acting and stuff. But Dungeons and Dragons, like, it's not for everybody. But I promise you, the more you play, the more exciting it gets and the more in character you get. And I've played with so many people that are like, oh, I won't talk very much, I shouldn't play, and I still get them in there. And then by the end of it, they're telling full paragraph stories of the backstories of their character and explaining how they want their character to look when they kill this monster. And so it's really nice because they're small groups usually, and it's with a group of people you trust, so it kind of slowly opens you up. And the more you do it, and the more you realize other people are really into it and play D&D too, it really opens up a whole new world. So if you can look into like role-playing forums, that's a really good way to talk with people you trust and strangers and getting more interaction that doesn't feel scripted if that's not for you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And also anyone that's just joined, we are taking questions, so just let us know any questions. So Stephen, I hope that helps. And yeah, I mean, if you tune in with us every week, you can kind of see how we do it. So see you next week. Joe says, you're all beautiful ladies. Thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate your support. Again, we're on every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, or Arizona Mountain Time, which is more confusing, but yeah. So let's see. We always kind of ask these questions at the end, like just kind of get so people can get to know us a little bit better is like, so what is your favorite cosplay, Keychain?
Oh gosh, I have so many. It kind of matters on what the situation is, but if I had to like choose one last, like this is the only one I could do, I'd have to say Haru from Free. He's kind of always been my spirit animal. I have a very special place in my heart, and I've done, I don't know how many costumes. The last costume I finished was the splash-free ending version of Haru for Okananase. And so like I love Holo and I love Rom and a lot of these builds that I do for competitions. But I have worn Haru to every convention since Free has come out. Whether it's third grade when I'm just being lazy or I'm wearing him as a competition piece for like Arabian. Haru has always been my like spirit animal.
Nice. Awesome. And Sam, I think yours changes every time I ask you. What's your favorite cosplay?
If we're gonna go off of like favorite costume to wear, which is kind of where Keychain went with that, my favorite costume to wear, like in person, like be the character, is a tie. It's between Nora Valkyrie from Ruby, because I like to be
you wear her a lot, yeah.
Or it's Merida.
Yeah, Disney characters are always so much fun. Like the kids, it's so easy to get into it, isn't it? Like especially Merida, because you don't see as many Merida cosplayers. But yeah, actually it's kind of the same. Like I love wearing Moana, either costume, because the kids are always like, oh my god, and so I like get to play along with that. But I also love Chun-Li because she's such a well-known character. It's actually really easy to move around in that costume. I can do kicks and jumps.
She's so easy to wear.
Yeah, she's so super easy to wear. No wig. It's like I'm wearing like flat like tennis like sneakers, and I can just jump around. It's so much fun. So that probably is my favorite ones to wear.
I need to commission you because I want.
Yeah, actually we shouldn't we? Because we're not in a hurry to do anything. I should actually do that.
My Chun-Li that I bought officially fell apart. Like the fabric failed, as in.
Oh, I was like, can I fix it?
No, like the whole fabric, I don't know if it was from my sweat or the detergent I was using, because some fabrics do this, but it like it did that weird running thing where like it just shredded, and I'm like at the zipper, it must have been weak or something the way they cut it, and it just shredded.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's get on it this year then. We'll work on that. I know you've been
colors.
Yeah, definitely. And then Steven says, I want to cosplay Spider-Man. I always look up to him growing up. Look, there's nothing stopping you. I mean, if you can, you can do it on a budget. You can do it thrifty wise. Like you probably maybe buy used costumes too. A lot of people just have suits that they just, are done. You can always do that too. Yeah. I mean, even like Halloween's going to be coming up soon. You can probably just buy, Halloween costume. And the quality of Halloween costumes are going up. Like
Definitely.
I'm so shocked at how good they're looking these days. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween is like up to their game. They're like, oh crap, people want more. We shall give them more.
They're so smart.
A comfortable costume. Like you don't need to have anything flashy. You don't need anything special. Haru is usually just like a sports jacket and a t-shirt and then my jammers. And like I get so many people are still love Free so much. And I always get like, oh my god, you're Haru, and it's always so exciting. So please just enjoy yourself. Just have fun and pick something out, even if it's easy and simple, because that's the way you start. That's the way you get the ball going and get into cosplay.
So we're going to say farewell to all of you. And we love you and thank you. If you have feedback, please message us on our page or post comments to this video or whatever you want to do. Just let us know.
And before we go, though, where can we find...
Keychain? Keychain, where can we reach you?
Wait, Keychain's here on mine.
Keychain somewhere.
I have my screen rotating, so it's weird for me. So I'm Keychain Cosplay, just like my name on the screen, hopefully. Kii Chan, and then _cosplay. You can find me on Instagram and my Facebook page, which I'm trying to get better at posting on. I also am Cosplay Amino, but I think I'm Keychain at Cosplay, or so I'll have to. I'm also on there as Keychain Cosplay, but you usually find me. That's the only thing you type.
And okay, so bye. See you. That's okay. I have a website, JinxCosplay.com, where you can find all of my stuff on there and a blog. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as the Jinx Cosplay. I wasn't fast enough to get Jinx Cosplay, so it's the Jinx Cosplay. And I'm also on TikTok, the Jinx Cosplay, but I haven't posted anything lately. And then I have Twitch too. It's JinxNet. I haven't been posting, but I'm motivated to start posting on there too. So, ta-da.
And
Sam?
I am Sam of ThermoCosplay. You can reach me at www.thermocosplay.com. It has all my socials there. Yeah, so I'm just literally type in ThermoCosplay, all one word, and you're gonna find me on Google. It's very easy. Just look for the tall, slightly awkward girl.
Who looks different in every single costume ever.
So, all right, well, we're going to say goodbye to all of you. We're going to see if I'm capable of ending. Oh, look, I am capable of ending this stream.
Oh, wait, but what's next week's topic?
Yeah, next week's stream is Elevate Your Anime Cosplay. We're going to have a guest with us. That is going to be Cosplay Choco, right? Choco Cosplay?
I think so.
Cosplay Choco?
Choco?
I always
Choco,
get
isn't
flipped,
Choco
so it's
Cosplay?
either Choco Cosplay or Cosplay Choco, because I'm really bad at, like, flipping it.
So just be sure you see us, guys. Again, we'll be on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. We'll be on our CosTalk Live YouTube next week, I think. Yeah?
Yes. So next week we're going to be all CosTalk Live. ThermoCosplay will no longer be hosting on YouTube for CosTalk Live. It'll be on our YouTube page.
And then send us messages, guys, if you have any questions or ideas, okay? Thank you so much for your support, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.